Okay, so we're here today because the customer is complaining about the softener not working. The salt, he says, is not going down in the brine tank. It's staying the same level. It's indicative of a few different things that could be wrong with this particular control module here, the head. So first we're going to take a look at the insides of here, see what we can do. Pressure off the unit. First thing we're going to check is the injectors. That could be a reason for the brine not being drawn into the control head. So we take our nut driver. There's also a screen in here that has to be cleaned if you have particularly dirty water. Okay. The screen which protects the injectors. Looks a little dirty, so we're going to go and rinse that off. Okay. It's the most common problem with these softeners. It's a great model, good control heads, most popular used, very easily serviceable, and doesn't really even have to be serviced that much. It's one we use exclusively at B&J. And this looks to be a little bit fouled also. Now that could very well be the reason for the salt not being drawn into the softener. The other half of the injector, and this looks fouled up also. As you notice, the salt is still at the top. The customer states that it's been like this for the past few weeks. It hasn't gone down. Normally they're supposed to go down, depending on how many days it regenerates, what we have it set for. And the customer states it hasn't gone down, so that's the whole problem here. Injectors back in, all cleaned up. Cover back on. Okay, being that this unit is about 8 years old, I'm going to go ahead and give it a complete tune-up. So I'm going to take the whole control head apart and change the piston and rings in here. They have ports that also get dirtied up. Just makes sense to do everything. It'll be good for another 8-10 years. There's the problem. Not drawing the salt in. So, take this off. We have a little bit of iron fouling. The area we're in is notorious for having bad iron, as is most well water. So these ports get clogged up in here. New piston. Also change the brine valve. This regulates the salt solution, the brine solution, going into the softener. Get worn also. Part of our complete tune-up. We also like to check that the motor is still working. There's a little window in there that you can see the mechanism spinning. The motor is okay. Check the salt setting on it. Make sure nothing is moved. It's good. Place this control back. sure that it moves freely. Okay. We can put it back in service now. Take it out of bypass. Slowly open the valve. Alright. Now we'll check to see that it's actually drawing the brine solution, like it should be. Now the injectors are clean. So now it's going to be pulling in the salt solution and cleaning the softener, recharging it. And brine refill, that's where the water goes back in to refill the salt tank with the water, thereby melting the salt the customer has put in and getting ready for the next time it regenerates in a few days. And it's filling. Back in service. And while we're here, we noticed the filter's plugged, so we can take care of that. A lot of people neglect these things and find out when they have low pressure. They call us, and it's something as simple as this right here. This dirty filter. So. Pretty dirty. Okay, this customer should also have some better water pressure now too. Clean everything up. Just want to dry this up also and make sure there's no leaks manually installed. Clean it up. And we'll check the time, make sure the time is correct. Appears to be right on, 9 a.m. So everything here is all done, working correctly. Customer is going to be satisfied.